Snow and wintry mix were in the forecast February 16th for the Virginia Opera production of Andre Previn's opera A Streetcar Named Desire at the Harrison Opera House. Soprano Kelly Kay Hogan, who sang Brunhilde in Vio's Die Valkyrie 2 years ago, was no fragile, fading flower as Blanche Dubois. It's a difficult role to sing on stage for almost every moment. Hogan's Blanche knew how to scheme for what she wanted, even though her prospects were increasingly limited. Hogan needed her powerful voice to negotiate Previn's difficult vocal lines, all of which seemed jammed up against the ceiling. But that very power worked against the character's gradual dissolution into madness. As Stella Kowalski, Blanche's younger sister, soprano Julia Ebner had a calm, sweet tone that made full use of one of the few really melodic passages, a lovely wordless tra-la-la at the end of the first act. Her acting was understatedly effective, and Ebner is fulfilling the promise she showed as Gretel on this stage in 2011. Anyone who plays Stanley Kowalski has to contend with the image of Marlon Brando burned into audiences' minds in the play and the film. Tall and rangy, David Adam Moore has the build for Stanley, Stella's brutish husband, but his voice is a little too dim, and in the opera, Stanley really doesn't have much to do. The heat between him and Stella was well portrayed, but he appeared to have zero connection with Blanche, and there went the big emotional impact. Tenor Scott Ramsey was perfect as Mitch, Blanche's beefy would-be suitor. He also got to sing what amounted to a very nice aria in the second act. Nice arias are hard to come by in this work, and the audience burst into applause. The rest of the cast worked well with what they had, especially contralto Sandra Gelb. Her rigidly ominous flower seller was not in the original play, and indeed appeared to have been lifted out of a Frida Kahlo painting, but she was very effective as a portent of Blanche's doom. For an opera set in New Orleans and sung in English, a little attention might have been paid to some kind of consistent regional accent, but no. However, the sung diction was mostly quite good, subtly abetted by the supertitles. Full marks to conductor Ari Pelto, who brought out every nuance of Previn's wonderful orchestral writing. When Blanche sang about having lost Belle Reve, the home of her fantasies, the trumpets sneered at her pretensions. A bluesy saxophone blared up out of nowhere and as quickly faded away. There are some lovely lyrical vocal passages, but they are too few in number and too brief. Stage director Sam Helfrich had left less to work with than in last season's riveting Orphée, but took advantage of Andromache Chalfont's very useful scenic design and Aaron Black's dramatic lighting. The minimalist set was a stark raised box surrounded by flat, dark walls and several open doors, through which appeared various silent characters giving life to Blanche's memories and fantasies. Based on Tennessee Williams' steamy play, A Streetcar Named Desire premiered only 15 years ago in 1998. But for some reason, the rather academic vocal writing style never transcends its genre and seems curiously dated. Think of watching 50s television in all its grainy kinescope glory, or a 90s film in which the high-tech phones are bulky and inconvenient. But the orchestral score is everything that the vocal writing isn't. By itself, it would make a gripping ballet. From the other side of the Footlights, I'm M.D. Ridge.